This is disturbing. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. But let's talk about this. New information has now arisen from the Buffalo, New York shooting. That is not a good look for some elements of law enforcement. There's an alleged statement going around that a retired FBI agent knew about the shooting plan before it happened. Now, this is alleged as of this moment, but here's a news report on that. Who's doing this? This Buffalo, New York looks like a local channel. So we're going to watch this video here.
Developing tonight, a retired federal agent may have known about plans for the mass shooting at Tops in advance. That's according to a story first reported by the Buffalo News. Our I-Team producer, Sean Mickey, spoke with a former FBI special agent who explains what this could mean for the investigation going forward.
The retired federal agent had about 30 minutes notice of the plan to commit a mass shooting at Tops, the Buffalo News reported Thursday. The former agent allegedly spoke regularly with the accused gunman and never warned the FBI or federal officials.
If this proves to be true, it absolutely has law enforcement cringing, the fact that there could be a federal agent who knew about this attack, somebody who was sworn to uphold the law, protect citizens, and uphold the Constitution.
Jonathan Lacey is a retired FBI special agent and principal of Security and Training Solutions. Lacey says with dozens of federal agencies with agents, it's hard to speculate about who was involved, but he expects all agencies would assist the FBI in its investigation.
I think any agency that learned of such a person in their ranks would be horrified and would and should take every action to investigate that person.
The most important thing for people to remember, Lacey tells me, is if you see something, say something, as people not involved with the gunman's plot could have seen his material online.
Of course, if you're in a chat room or some online platform, if you're admitted to a private server or shown this type of content, you need to let law enforcement know. Dial 911 or call your local FBI office and tell them immediately. This is life or death.
Agents from the FBI are said to be in the process of tracking down and interviewing 6 people, including the retired agent, according to the news. The U.S. Attorney's Office declined to comment. The FBI office did not respond to our request for comment. For the I-Team, Sean Mickey, 7 News.
Now you heard that, you saw that. Once again, for context, for the sake of context, Fox News article, Buffalo shooting. Retired federal agent may have had advance noted about shooter's plans, report says. And the subtitle, authorities believe the former agent was one of several people who regularly chatted with accused Buffalo gunman P.A.N. online. Now, federal officials investigating deadly Buffalo grocery store shootings are trying to find out if a retired federal agent from Texas who reportedly talked to the alleged shooter online frequently was one of the handful of people who knew about the shooting about 30 minutes before the attack was carried out. That's damning information. That's damning. I'm saying his name again. Shooter invited around 300 people in a chat room devoted to racism to read his white supremacist ramblings and then show them his plans less than an hour before he went to Tops Supermarket and allegedly killed 10 black people, according to the Buffalo News. The unnamed retired agent from an unnamed agency was reportedly among those invited to see plans, but it's clear if he accepted. 2 law enforcement officials told the newspaper. The former agent and 6 others suspected of regularly chatting with him on the forum could potentially be charged as accomplices. The FBI is attempting to find out and interview them. Well, yeah, they should be. They were involved in his chat room, and this guy exposed his plans and said, this is what I'm going to do. And they said nothing. You're damn right they're accomplices. The FBI has confirmed that no officials were warned by any individuals of what the alleged shooter planned to do before the attack. And an official said, quote, these were like-minded people who used this chat group to talk about their shared interests in racial hatred, replacement theory, and hatred of anyone who is Jewish, a person of color, or not of European ancestry. One of the officials told the Buffalo News, what is especially upsetting is that these 6 people received advance notice of the Buffalo shooting about 30 minutes before it happened. He added the FBI has verified that none of these people called law enforcement to warn them about the shooting. The FBI database shows no advance tips from anyone that the shooting was about to happen. Officials say the shooter traveled from 3 hours away, specifically targeting black shoppers in the area. Now, there's another report that also said he drove to Buffalo, New York, because of the gun laws in that area, or in the state of New York in general. He picked it because of he would get little resistance. I did another video about that, but John V. Elmore, a local civil rights attorney, said if he had advance notice, he had a moral obligation to get on the phone and try to notify somebody about it. He represents the family of Andre McNeil, 53, who was one of the 10 people killed in the attack. He was buying a birthday cake for his 3-year-old son. The 6 people who could potentially face charges may have been among 15 people in the chat room who accepted the shooter's invitation to review his plans and watch them live stream the attack on Twitch. That is damning. That is damning. And shame on them. Shame on them. Now, there's obviously a door there for some conspiracy stuff, but I'm not going there. We'll just take it on face value that these people who were retired law enforcement federal agents were in the chat room, heard about his plan, and did nothing. And kind of keep it there. But this, in the majority of these shootings, we get the same kind of mantra or pattern. Now, I'm going to bring back to another shooting that, if you remember, Parkland, Florida. And I'll bring up the article here. FBI got tip on alleged Florida shooter in January, but didn't follow protocols. On January 5th, the caller left information on the shooter's desire to kill people, erratic behavior, and disturbing social media posts, as well as the potential of him concocting a school shooting, the FBI said. I won't get too deep into this, but you can see the connection. Somebody had some knowledge of it prior to it happening and did nothing. Okay? It's the same thing, of course, with what just happened in Uvalde. Apparently, there are a number of people who said that the shooter was online just spewing some very erratic nonsense. And they nicknamed him the something shooter. They actually called him. I looked that up. It was, forget the name, the kind of moniker that they put on him, but it had to do with an area in a school shooting. It was the moniker that they gave this guy who did the Uvalde incident. But back to this. Less than 6 weeks before Nikolas Cruz committed one of the deadliest school shootings in American history, someone who knew him called an FBI tip line to complain about him, the agency revealed on Friday. But no one followed up. Once again, mirror image of what we were talking about here with the Buffalo shooter. Somebody knew in advance, somebody in a position of authority knew in advance and did nothing about it. Now, just for the sake of context, nothing more, we're going to fact check, and I'm not too big on Snoops, but they actually have this here, but was the FBI tipped off about the Parkland shooter? I'm just going to go right down. They gave it a big green with a big check mark. It's true. They were notified in regards to the Parkland shooting. They were notified. The FBI was notified about this guy prior to the incident. There's definitely a strange pattern being painted between these events, where there always seems to be, after a little bit of investigating, looking into it, there seems to be someone, and that someone usually in a position of authority or past authority, who had knowledge of what was about to go down and did not act on it, or the information was passed to somebody who had authority who did nothing about it. So maybe that could be, obviously the easiest solution is to basically create legislation that says if you have knowledge of something like this as being a person in position of law enforcement, you must report it. If you don't, then we're gonna come have a chat with you and possibly give you accomplice charges. We gotta start taking these things seriously. The Uvalde incident, the shooter was on social media talking about shooting up a school and everybody just laughed at him. Well, next time somebody says that, maybe you shouldn't laugh. You should take it seriously. I'd much rather it be a false call than end up something happening and then somebody coming out later on saying, well, they said this, because you're starting to see a lot of people who interacted with the shooter, Uvalde, interacted with that shooter, who said, oh yeah, he said this and he said that and he was erratic, and it was like, well, why didn't you say something then and there and have this guy looked into? But now, as of now, this report on the Buffalo incident and people having knowledge of it is alleged. Once again, let's wait for the facts, but everything that's indication here leads me to believe that people knew about it and said nothing. For what reason? We're gonna have to find out. But obviously the foundation is there for some speculation, but I'm not gonna go there yet. But as I said, this is very damning. Could have saved a whole lot of people's lives, and for whatever reason chose not to. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. That includes people who just come on to just tirating cuss words. I have no time for that. If you want to debate, I'm open to debate. You want to debate me openly? Let's do it. But if you're just gonna come and make just erratic nonsense statements, sorry, I have no time for you. But as always, you can like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified the next time the video goes live, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.